May profits be upon you. I got 2 for the price of 1 coming up for you. 2 for the price of 1. Let's take a look at New Zealand dollar against US dollar. Okay. NZDUSD. Okay. What I'm noticing, first thing I notice is lower lows coming into a higher time frame order block here. Here's the real look. If we look at the monthly, look how we are to this point. Look at this candle, this monthly candle here. That is very bearish, all right? And we are very close to taking out the low of the previous candle, the previous monthly low. We're coming to that point. All right. Right now we have relative equal lows there, and price doesn't have to do much to come and penetrate that, right? On the weekly, look how the week closed last week. Very, very bearish in a bearish pattern, all right, representing more supply. You can actually draw it like that for a weekly supply, which means we may be in a flip zone. You see how price came into this this demand, gave us our reaction here, right? So what does this become? This becomes a tradable high here. This becomes a tradable high. Why? All right, it can. It's let me correct myself. This is potentially tradable because if from here price continues and breaks this yeah, it's a weekly supply. If price breaks this weekly supply, this will be the origin, and this can be a potential high probability short from here. I'll also be looking at this area right here, okay? Because this could be viewed as the origin of the impulse that breaks this order block. This is just some things to watch for. All right, let me get rid of that, and let's go to the daily. And you can see the relative equal lows here, which is a magnet for price. You can see how close we are to breaching that low. Okay, all right, and you can see how price came into the demand zone, came all the way up here, did not take out that high here. So we left relative equal highs up here again as a magnet for price. And if price were to turn, if price was to turn up here, I'd be looking for price to maybe turn around right around there. But maybe after taking out the highs, we have to see how price acts here, and we'll see that on the lower time frame. All right, but I am bearish on this pair because New Zealand dollar has been weak and USD seems to be gaining strength. We have the Fed minutes coming up on Wednesday. Please be careful. The markets might be sideways up until then, especially the US dollar related pairs. Okay. But this is the setup to watch. We're in this range and we're looking for a breakout. And for me, we may, because there's an interest rate hike coming, you can see the US dollar strength coming into play, and we might see something like this. We might. Just keep your mind open, right? Now, let's check the cousin, NZDJPY. JPY has been strong versus a weak New Zealand dollar. All right, both of these things are going to probably be affected by Wednesday's Fed interest rate data. Okay, so be careful what you're trading. Look on the daily, we see how we've broken these lows. That was responsible for that high. We broke structure here. All right, we have what do you expect after a break of structure? We expect a return to impulse. Didn't get all the way up here, did we? We got here. What's over here? What could turn price there? This was an inefficient move of price here. right? An imbalance. The price went ahead and balanced it, right? And we know on some level there is a supply here, all right, hidden supply, all right, but that's a whole different lesson. Okay, so we're breaking short-term lows all the way down, and you see the last couple of days last week been very bearish, very aggressive drop there. So I am looking for price to take out these lows, those relative equal lows, and come down to the next station, which I call because price moves from station to station, which is from supply to demand, and then back to supply, and then demand, or whatever. Station to station. I believe the next station is here. All right, and we'll see what happens, how price reacts once it gets here. All right, if we go to the higher time frame, come on, man, stop putting mystery marks on here. We go to the high time frame, go to the weekly, we can see how price broke structure to the upside, reacted here to this supply, and then broke structure to the downside. So we are bearish in this market. Even with this pullback, I'm still bearish. All right, because after every impulse comes a correction, of course. All right, and I think we'll be aiming for these lows and maybe towards these internal points of liquidity. All right, so we'll see what happens after Wednesday, but I'm bearish again in this market because the New Zealand dollar is weak against a stronger Japanese yen. I hope that you found this video helpful, beneficial, and nutritious for your mind, right? And I appreciate your support, and you can show that support by slamming that like button, subscribing to my channel if you want to see more free education, free training, free analysis, and I would appreciate that. I really would appreciate your feedback because it helps the YouTube algorithm, and it also helps me grow this channel. Thank you very much for your support. I will see you in the next video.